When we talk about power in entertainment, we usually picture loud personalities, headline grabbing interviews, dramatic social media wars, and celebrities who dominate timelines every single day. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful figures in Asian entertainment today barely speaks? What if the real control doesn't come from noise, but from silence? Today on Buzz and Tea, we're diving deep into the world of Wang Yibo, the quiet force many believe subtly controls China's entertainment industry. Not through scandals, not through constant publicity, but through precision, discipline, and a level of influence that doesn't need to shout to be felt. So let me ask you something before we begin. Have you ever noticed how some stars rise fast and fade even faster, but others seem to move like chess players? Calm, strategic, always 3 steps ahead. Wang Yibo is that chess player. Born on August 5th, 1997 in Luoyang, Henan Province, Wang Yibo didn't enter the industry through the usual child star route. He wasn't pushed into acting from infancy. He didn't flood variety shows begging for attention. Instead, his journey began with dance. And not just casual dance, serious, competitive street dance. As a teenager, he won competitions and was eventually recruited to train in South Korea under Yuehua Entertainment. Imagine that. A quiet Chinese teenager relocating to another country to chase a dream, speaking through movement instead of words. He debuted in 2014 as a member of the boy group Unikyuansking. But here's where it gets interesting. While many idols from that era either disappeared or struggled to transition into acting, Wang Yibo slowly built something stronger: credibility. He wasn't the loudest member. He wasn't constantly chasing variety show chaos. He was observant, reserved, focused. And then came 2019. If you followed Chinese dramas, you already know what happened. The Untamed exploded. And with it, Wang Yibo's portrayal of Lan Wangji transformed him from rising idol to national phenomenon. But let's be honest, plenty of actors star in hit dramas. Not all of them reshape an industry. So what was different? Lan Wangji was stoic, emotionally restrained, quiet. Sound familiar? Instead of overacting, Wang Yibo leaned into subtlety. A glance, a pause, a controlled breath. He turned silence into emotional intensity. Audiences across China and internationally were captivated. Suddenly, a character who spoke less became more powerful than those delivering long monologues. And here's the twist. That role didn't just boost his popularity, it cemented his brand. After The Untamed, many expected Wang Yibo to ride the wave with endless fan service dramas and romance-heavy roles. Instead, he pivoted, smartly, strategically. He chose projects that expanded his image rather than trapping him in it. He took on the role of a police officer in being a hero stepping into gritty territory. He starred in Hidden Blade alongside veteran actor Tony Leung. And when you share screen space with Tony Leung, you're not just acting. You're being evaluated by an entirely different standard. And he held his ground. That's when industry insiders began whispering something interesting. Wang Yibo isn't just popular, he's powerful. Let's break that down. In China's entertainment ecosystem, power isn't just about fan numbers. It's about brand trust, political safety, commercial reliability, and cross-industry appeal. Wang Yibo checks every box. Luxury brands line up for him, not because he's loud, but because he's controlled. Motorsport companies partner with him, not because he trends daily, but because he genuinely races professionally. Yes, professionally. He's not pretending. He competes as a licensed motorcycle racer. Think about that duality for a moment. On screen, he's composed and quiet. Off screen, he's speeding at over 200 kilometers per hour on a racetrack. It adds depth, authenticity. He isn't manufactured, he's layered. Now let's talk about endorsements. In China, brand endorsements are extremely sensitive. One scandal can erase years of contracts overnight. We've seen it happen, but Wang Yibo remains one of the most commercially stable figures in the industry. Why? Because he rarely speaks recklessly. He doesn't overshare. He doesn't publicly feud. His silence protects him. And here's where things get really interesting for Buzz and Tea viewers. Silence in an industry built on noise? That's control. Think about his interviews. Short answers, minimal emotional oversharing, sometimes even awkward pauses. Critics once called him cold. But fans? They saw consistency. They saw someone who refuses to perform a fake personality just to entertain the press. And that consistency built trust. When China's entertainment industry faced massive regulatory crackdowns, fan club restrictions, celebrity tax investigations, moral policing, many stars panicked. Some disappeared. Some were erased. Wang Yibo? He adapted. He focused on mainstream, patriotic, and socially aligned projects. He appeared in films supporting national narratives, such as Born to Fly. Strategic positioning? Absolutely. But here's the question, is that control or survival? Let's dig deeper. Wang Yibo doesn't dominate headlines with scandals. He dominates through metrics, box office numbers, streaming views, social media engagement. Every project he touches trends, not because he begs for attention, but because anticipation builds in silence. Fans call him cool. Detractors call him emotionless. But industry executives call him safe. And in China's highly monitored entertainment climate, being safe is power. But does he truly control the industry? Control might not mean he dictates policies or runs studios. Control means influence. When Wang Yibo signs onto a project, budgets increase. When he becomes a brand ambassador, sales spike within minutes. His fan base, known for its discipline, mobilizes like an organized force. They trend topics, they sell out products, they defend him aggressively online. And yet, he rarely commands them publicly. That's the mystery. Let's compare that to louder stars. Many celebrities constantly reassure fans, feed fan wars, and fuel parasocial relationships. Wang Yibo? He keeps distance. That distance creates mystique. Mystique creates longevity. There's also the generational factor. Born in the late 90s, he represents Gen Z ambition in China. Multi-talented, internationally trained, digitally savvy, yet rooted in national identity. He bridges worlds, idol culture and state-approved cinema, youth rebellion and disciplined professionalism. He doesn't rebel loudly. He resists subtly by staying himself. Some insiders even argue that Wang Yibo's silence forces the industry to revolve around him. Directors adjust scripts to suit his reserved aura. Brands craft campaigns around minimalism because it matches his personality. Even co-stars often describe him as intensely focused, almost intimidating in his concentration. Imagine walking onto a set where the quietest person holds the most attention. That's a different kind of dominance. But let's challenge the narrative for a moment. Is he controlling the industry, or is the industry shaping him carefully to maintain a perfect image? Is the silence strategic PR or authentic personality? Fans who followed him since his UniQ days say this calmness has always been there, long before fame, long before the Untamed. That consistency suggests authenticity. Still, in modern entertainment, authenticity and strategy often coexist. And here's something many people overlook. Wang Yibo rarely participates in chaotic reality TV dramas anymore. He picks appearances carefully. He reduces exposure rather than increasing it. In a world where overexposure kills careers, he practices restraint. Restraint is rare. Let's also talk about his work ethic. Directors frequently mention that he trains obsessively for roles, learning skills, adjusting posture, studying mannerisms. He doesn't rely on charm alone. That professionalism earns respect behind the scenes, and respect from directors and producers equals long-term influence. He's also part of a new wave of Chinese actors who understand global appeal. Thanks to streaming platforms, Chinese dramas reach Southeast Asia, Europe, and beyond. Wang Yibo's face is recognized far outside China. That global visibility gives him leverage. And here's the final layer of the silent control theory, unpredictability. You never fully know his next move. One year he's a romantic hero, next a patriotic pilot, then a street dancer mentor, then a gritty undercover cop. He refuses to be boxed in. And when you can't predict a star, you can't easily replace them. So Buzz and T family, what do you think? Is Wang Yibo the silent architect shaping modern Chinese entertainment? Or is he simply navigating it with intelligence and discipline? Maybe the truth lies somewhere in between. He doesn't scream power, he embodies it. Through selective roles, through controlled public appearances, through carefully maintained privacy, through undeniable commercial impact. In an industry obsessed with volume, Wang Yibo whispers, and the entire market listens. And maybe that's the most powerful move of all.